downstairs.
We are, and we found Will Power, who is one of the few drivers in the field who's got laps here, and he's won here in the past. You guys tested here, you were good, but there are some things different about the test compared to now. But how much confidence does your past experience give you here this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, it's changed enough where I think the car setup's changed significantly. Bought a softer left side tire, so hopefully that helps a little bit. Was getting the car more into the track. It's very on top of the road, the test. So, yeah, we only have one option here, and we must win. And it's only chance to fight Palou to the last race of the championship. So, all these laps and minutes in these sessions matter to get the most out of the car.
Townsend has a question upstairs I'll relay to you. Go ahead, Townsend.
Yeah, Dylan, why the low line? What do the drivers not like? What does Will not like about running low? Why is it not optimal?
Townsend wants to know what is difficult about the low line. Why is that not optimal?
Yeah, it's funny because in the past, the low line had more grip on that dark pavement, but now it's degraded so much, it actually has less grip. So when you start working on someone, you go down there, the car just pushes straight up and you can't continue with the throttle. So we're hoping that this will bring that in a little. Hopefully the Indy Indy Next rubber brings it in, because it's generally a softer tire. Those guys come and when you go out after them, it helps out grip a lot. So we'll see. I don't know, maybe a third lane on the outside in the race. I really don't know.
That's what I was just going to say. We talked to you earlier today. You said the trucks last week were running up against the wall. So how far up are we going to see you or maybe somebody else?
Yeah, I think the thing is with IndyCar is that we don't do enough ovals where people go up and try. Where in NASCAR, that's all they do. So they really search for the grip. And we all get stuck sort of down low until someone does it, which we saw at Gateway. It wasn't until Josef went up there that I went like, oh, okay, so that's open. You know, you never took the risk. So maybe some people who have nothing to lose will take that risk and open a lane up further up.
All right, well, maybe we'll see Will Power on the cushion here at Milwaukee in just a little bit.
And Georgia is downstairs with the team boss.
Yeah, and as Christian Rasmussen rides in 7th. Ed, I have to know when and why was this decision made to have Christian fill in for you these last 2 oval races?
You know, it kind of started to be something I wasn't even really thinking about it until after I got home from Gateway, and kind of reflected on the weekend that I had, and you know, all the things that I had going on. And, you know, also factoring into that, we had tested Christian prior to that race, and he did a really, really good job, you know, and just thought it would be a good opportunity to get him in the car, you know, as we're working towards next year to learn more about him. And, you know, I think he, you know, quite frankly, I think he can do a better job than I can right now. So that's why he's in the car.
We know how much you love ovals. How tough of a decision was this?
Not easy, but, you know, from the day we started the team in 2012, I always knew that I would make decisions that are in the best interest of the team. And, you know, I think it's probably harder for some other people to understand that than how I feel. So, you know, it's never easy getting out of the car, but at the same time, you know, I'm definitely focused on our organization and, you know, made a decision.
Ed Carpenter doing what he thinks is best for the Ed Carpenter Racing team.
You're with a guy who's, I'm sure, happy to see IndyCars back at Milwaukee Mile.
Oh, you're definitely right about that. We were just talking about what all it took to get IndyCar back to the Milwaukee Mile. Bud Denker, president of Penske Entertainment. And Bud, I just have to know more specifically from you, what did it take to get IndyCar back here?
Well, it took a great partnership between the Wisconsin State Fair Park, the governor of Wisconsin, and our team. You know, and when we got here with the Governor Evers about a year and a half ago, Roger Penske told him our vision, what that vision was, and with John Yingling and Sherry Black, the CEO of this great facility, the governor said, we're all in. So for the last 2 years, we've been making this place where it's beautiful again. Remember, this is over almost 120-year-old racetrack. We've been racing here since the 1930s. The likes of Pernelli Jones has won here. Jim Clark won the first rear-engine race here with an IndyCar. All the youngsters have won here. So the history was here. We just need to bring it back and make it to everyday specifications, safety-wise, presentable-wise. And look at it now, you'd never know it's over 100 years old.
There's so much history when you say IndyCar and you say Milwaukee Mile. And with the way the competition is shaping up here in 2024, are you just as excited to see more names added to that history book?
Well, when you think about it, only 4 of these drivers have ever raced here. In other words, 23 drivers have never raced this racetrack before. So when you put your name on that trophy with the likes of the people I talked about, the legends I talked about, Will Power's won here, Scott Dixon's won here, and all those great names have won here in the past, you want that. And that's a badge of honor for a track that we've been racing here since 1939.
Lots of prestige here at the Milwaukee Mile. Thank you so much for your time, Bud.
Great to have you here, too.
Mario down there.
Yeah, let's get his thoughts individually first on the racetrack. And what were the challenges out there? What did you feel with the racetrack?
I mean, it was tough. I think by the end it was a little bit better, but I think everybody's tires were just going. So tough to say. Hopefully we can make some passes. When everybody was trying to run the low lane, it was quite easy to make some passes. So yeah, let's see where we get tomorrow.
You just saw Dario come up and chat with you. Did he have any good advice?
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you, but yeah, he saw some stuff and asked me some stuff for tomorrow for the race. And there was some commitment he wanted that I said, let's see if we can do it or not.
Thanks, Alex.
Thank you.
Unlike just about everybody else in the field, has not tested here in an IndyCar, so these were your first laps out here just now. A lot different from when we'll get back on track here in a few minutes, but what were your first impressions?
Yeah, it seems like a cool track. It's hard to know right now with, running a different tire and running low. I think it felt incredibly slippery and very, very slow, so hopefully that picks up once we put all the proper bits on the car and really get going. But yeah, for me, I've never been here, so learning my way around, but I think we seem pretty competitive, all things considered, given, that I hadn't done a lap before that, so I'm excited.
Gateway, the last oval race, was a really strong race for you and the best result of the year for this 6 car. So there are some things different about those 2 tracks, obviously, but how much confidence did you have coming into this weekend that this could be another potentially strong result?
Yeah, a ton. I think, we had our strongest weekend for sure at Gateway. We were super competitive, and despite not having a perfect race by any means, finished 7th, and I think there was a lot of potential for more, so hopefully we can clean some things up and, put a result together that this whole team deserves. I think that we can be fighting for the podium at these short ovals.
Thanks, Nolan. We'll see what he's got once we get back out here on track for real practice in just a little bit.
Probably nice.
Yeah, a little bit of a shift in rules, but Chris Wheeler, you were on top of the spotter stand with Sebastian Bourdais, won in 2015. How's it feel to be back at the Milwaukee Mile in a little bit different of a situation?
Yeah, obviously it's a different role. I love Milwaukee. It's a great city. This place has produced great racing for so many years. That was a great day back in 2015. But yeah, Georgia, things are different now. It's been a long season of learning and developing since you and I last spoke on the streets of St. Petersburg. But Kiffin and the Chip Ganassi Racing Journey Rewards number 4 Honda has been great throughout the season. A little bad luck midway, and hopefully back moving forward last year, and then this weekend hopefully we can push off the ovals as well as we can expect.
A lot has happened since St. Petersburg. This is your first year as a strategist. It's Kiffin's first year in the TT IndyCar Series. What's your assessment of the year combined?
Yeah, I think Kiffin's done a great job all year. I think we hit some bad luck there mid-season, a lot of which wasn't our fault. We've had some points that we need to work on for sure, but I think when it comes to racing on Saturday nights and Sundays, he's done a fantastic job. We passed a lot of cars this year, and he's really shown that for 19 years old, he can put together a race, and that's what matters.
2015, he went to victory lane. That's Chris Wheeler, strategist for Gibbons Simpson. Yeah, absolutely. Jack Harvey, 12th on the board, but he did lead in 10 and 15 lap averages, and you turned 99 laps, almost 100 laps of testing. I'd consider that a successful day. Do you?
Yeah, I think so. Actually, when we tested here a little while ago, we didn't have the best day, so I'm really proud of everyone at Dale Coyne Racing for learning from that test, then coming here with obviously something much more competitive. It seems like the lap times in general were slower than that day, but we're actually a significant amount quicker. So, hopefully it just bodes well for a weekend. It's just nice, I think, for everybody here to start the weekend on a good front, and hopefully the 18 Invest Honda will be hopefully maybe even a little bit better in qualifying tomorrow. If we did 99 laps, it might have been nice to do 100. But anyway, it's just a good start to the day.
Yeah, look at the caption.
Dylan.
All right, let's chat with Josef. So, obviously, fastest at the end of this session. Did you get a good read on the end of the stint and kind of what that may be like tomorrow with tires and even fuel mileage?
Yeah, we got a good read. It's going to be interesting how everybody else assesses it. But I think it's trickier than the test. I think you definitely have your hands full midway through to the end of the stint. I liked our car a lot. I thought it was tricky in the beginning. We had 2 different tires we were working with. The low line running had like one balance by itself, and then it completely flipped when we went to this weekend's tire. So there was a little bit of tuning to go on there. But I felt like we got in a good spot, and you know, the PPG car was, it was really comfy at the end. But you know, everyone's going to make their own decisions on how they view the tire usage and the mileage. You know, it's been really interesting the last couple ovals, the way people have strategized it. But you know, we'll try and put our best foot forward and make the right decisions tomorrow.
Penske still strong.
Checker flag out for the 90-minute official practice session, the only practice session of the weekend, with the Hy-Vee Milwaukee Mile 250s. And Josef Newgarden, have you heard this before, is fastest at the oval. 0.7 of a mile an hour. In time, that's a 1/10 of a second.
So King of Corn, the Mississippi Maestro. What is he here?
I don't know.
The Master Brewer. There you go. Let's take a look at results from this one and only practice back at the Milwaukee Mile after a long layoff. Penske, Ganassi, Arrow McLaren, Meyer Shank.
So a lot of people have talked about how do the Ganassi teammates and the Penske teammates not realistically in the championship focus on this. I think their philosophy is, well, we want to finish as well as we can to take away points from the other team. Don't even worry too much about giving up positions. It's just if you're Scott Dixon, you can help Alex Palou by winning the race and making sure Josef Newgarden, or making sure, I'm sorry, that Will Power does not.
Tough trend there for Ray Hall, Letterman, Lanigan. All three teammates, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. After a lot of laps in practice, Connor Daly settling in there in 25th. Simpson and Legg rounding out the charts.